sun's trying to come up, it's early. We're in Slaithwaite, what we used to call Slaithwaite, and we're going to the entrance of the Standage Tunnel. Fingers crossed that there's no issues with the canal today. Michael's walked ahead with George to set the first lock, and I'm bringing Perseverance along. There's quite a few mooring options along here, including in what I thought was actually a winding hole. At Pickle Lock there's some boater services, and Michael takes the opportunity to empty our liquids containers as we wait for the lock to raise. After the canal was closed in 1944, the waterway was culverted through Slaithwaite and a car park was built on top. Thank goodness no buildings were constructed over the route, as that would have made restoring the canal a much bigger problem. Car Lane runs alongside the canal here, and on the other side of the road are some local shops and cafes. These bridges are all rather low. I wonder if they were built when the canal was closed. The second lock of the day is Lock 23, which is Dartmouth Lock. The Marsden flight starts at Lock 31, and our last lock of the day will be Lock 42. All of the locks on this side of the Huddersfield Narrow Canal are 72 feet long, and its Perseverance is only 57 foot. We've got a lot of room in these locks. While the boat's rising, Michael decides to take a run to Aldi to get some fresh chicken and fish for George. This will be our last chance to visit a big supermarket for a while, although there is a small co-op in Marsden. George's chicken and fish is in the fridge, so it's a lovely bakery along here, but we don't think it's open. And the next lock is the guillotine lock, and if when we both remembered it was here, we were like, ugh. It takes ages to get the guillotine to actually hit the right level, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't open, obviously. So yeah, it's a bit of a trick. Michael's still cranking the guillotine gate up in shuttle lock as I bring Perseverance under the bridge. Apparently the guillotine gate was added as a solution when the bridge was widened, as there wasn't enough room to swing balance beams. When lowering the guillotine, you need to get the two white markers to line up really precisely. Even a few millimetres off will mean the gate won't form a seal and the water will leak. We leave Slaithwaite behind and we continue our journey up the Colne Valley. The next lock's called Skew Bridge Lock, so I'm guessing this is the Skew Bridge. There's some boats moored in the next pound directly opposite the exit of the lock. It requires a slow pace and a steady tiller to manoeuvre past them. It's a crisp autumnal day, and there's something really cosy about seeing smoke escaping from a log fire through a narrowboat chimney. There's some more moored boats in the next pound, although these ones are a little easier to move around. I think this would be a really lovely place to have a mooring, but I also think the lack of water on this canal and the risk of empty pounds would be quite a stress. After the awful weather we had on the Broad Canal, we're getting to see this canal in the absolute best light. The locks are starting to get closer together now. Michael heads off to set the next one, while I finish in White Hill Lock. The canal's directly beside the River Colne here. In fact, it will follow the route of the river closely all the way to Marsden. It's kind of obvious, but the higher you climb on this canal, the better the views become. Below the next lock are the 5 sandhill cottages, presumably they're old mill cottages. The structure on the right hand side of the navigation here is the overflow from the Sparth Reservoir which feeds the Huddersfield Narrow Canal. This is Pigtail Lock and it's the first lock of the Marsden flight. You need to book passage through these locks in advance, and whilst we don't meet anyone from the CRT here, we thankfully find them open and ready, although not necessarily full of water, as this very low pound illustrates. You can see the muddy bottom at the edges of the pound. The locks from here up to Marsden were all restored in the 1980s, although the canal didn't fully reopen until 2001.
That last pound was really low when I went through it. Before we dropped the lock below it, it was full. So, filling one lock, emptied the pound.
It looks like there's going to be some maintenance work happening at the reservoir. There's no shortage of water in this pound. In fact, it's forcefully flowing around the bywash. I'm not sure where all the extra water is going, as it's clearly not making it into the next pound down. A little compensation is required on the steering when we pass the outflow of the bywash. In Moorvale Lock, we finally meet another boat coming down. They're already in the pound between the locks, and unfortunately, as we fill our lock, the level of that pound lowers and they get stuck on the ground. It takes quite a bit of effort to get them free, and then when it's time for us to pass, they understandably want to stay away from the edges of the pound, which doesn't give me much room to manoeuvre around them when we're leaving the lock. It's always nice to meet another boater on such a quiet and underused canal like this one. We're just 2 locks from the summit now, and as we get closer to Marsden, we start to see more signs of village life.
It's a lovely bit of canal.
I love this
Slaithwaite to
canal.
Marsden is gorgeous. Every time we do it, we end up blocking out the painful memories and going, that was lovely.
No, the first time we did it wasn't this bad. I'm pretty sure the second time we did it wasn't this bad.
Every time we've done it, it's been this bad, and we've blocked out the memories. If we go back and watch the videos of each of the times, you'll be like, oh, it wasn't that bad the last time. Yes, it was. It's fine. It's just that this lock flight was designed to be very efficient back in the day when it had just been put together using Victorian-era Industrial Revolution ironworks and wood, and everything fit nicely, and people were out there doing the upkeep every day, because they were really designed with a kind of precision so that you open a lock and you drain the pound above it into it just enough to get one boat through.
And then the next boat coming down will fill that pound again.
Yeah, and it's really meant for kind of one-way travel that's servicing the tunnel, so everything would have been like, okay, we're going to make a passage through the tunnel, it's going to go in this direction, and then it's going to be
all the boats
a chain of boats going down in one direction, one after another, all the way to Huddersfield. And that's what it was really designed for. It was not designed for places where people decide to moor up and form a little homestead, and people moving in multiple directions in recreational travel.
Yeah.
So when you use it in a recreational manner, what ends up happening is the reservoir gets drained, the locks get drained,
And it takes longer than it should. Like if
somebody needs to spend a whole bunch of time locking and unlocking a lock where the lock isn't leaking. The problem is your canals, guys. the struggles that it produces aren't a problem, except for there's sort of pinch points, right?
Yeah.
And when you get out of Slaithwaite, one of the pinch points is that bloody great guillotine lock. That this one annoys me every single time because it's got these white lines on either side, and there's a white line on the stanchions and there's a white line on the gate, and what you need to do is get it so that the white lines line up. This is trivial to understand. This does not take a lot of explanation. It's not that difficult to understand. It's take the two white lines and get them to line up with the two other white lines. You get yourself reeled down with your head down to the lock, and you can see these two lines are lined up with those two lines. Now, there's some reality to the fact that each time it goes up and down, you can not crank it far enough down so the white lines don't line up. And you also have this problem of the person in the lock can be saying, the lines line up. It's like,
oh yeah, but they're looking from down below.
You're looking from down below.
Yeah.
And you can also have some helpful guy in a house next door sitting up there up top going, you're good. And he's looking from above. So he's also not seeing the same picture. The picture requires you to be horizontal to it. As soon as you get horizontal to it, you can see, yep, that is lined up.
So we made it to the tunnel. Well, we haven't. We've made it about half a mile from the tunnel. Yeah. We can go up there at 5 o'clock, but we'll just do it in the morning. It's a beautiful day, and I really want to walk above the tunnel because it's stunning up there, and this is the kind of weather to do it in. I'm not sure I've got the energy.
I've got the energy, and I'm about to go have an espresso.
To get more energy to do it.
Yeah, it's such a, like, we got so lucky on the weather.
Yeah.
It is absolutely beautiful today. It is forecast, or it was, AccuWeather, chicken gizzards. The people inside the app who took the bird to pieces and looked at the innards told us that tomorrow's going to rain.
Oh, you definitely should go up today then.
Yeah. Now the reality is that I don't trust chicken innards that much, but
no.
Especially when digitized. But yeah, it's quite possibly going to rain tomorrow. So it would be worth getting up there today.
Yeah, you definitely should.
And
I'll see how I feel when you get back from the...
It's mainly how George feels, because we can't really leave him on the boat. We have before been able to leave him on the boat for a while.
But now when we come back, he'll bark, so it's not fair.
Well, because he's just inside there, and he can't hear his own barking.
No.
So he starts to bark because he's trying to get attention, and then he just keeps barking. And that's disturbing for him, and it's disturbing for us when we come back. And mind you, at the same time, right now, he's probably just going, I'm
Yeah,
asleep.
and that's the other thing. He's had a long day already,
Yeah.
so
So
probably,
he may just be asleep and be so zonked out that he wouldn't care if we left.
But yeah,
But I don't know that it's a good idea to, because it's
Either.
quite an incline.
yeah,
well, I don't- I actually don't know.
it's brilliant up there. You should definitely go. So you should go and get your coffee so that you can go over there.
That's good. We did meet some viewers on the way down on another boat.
That's a whole nother story.
It was nice to meet you. I'm glad your boat didn't sink. I was quite worried for a minute that we were about to watch a boat sink. But luckily we didn't watch a boat sink. It is a really lovely day. This is a beautiful stretch of
Stunning. And like,
England.
I know you don't like, autumn and days getting longer, but the colours were lovely.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was the days getting longer.
Oh yeah, shorter.
It's the other way around.
The night's getting longer.
I would, if you could give me autumn leaves and autumn colors
But just as much.
and just not the decrease in the sunlight,
Yeah.
the arrival of October, November, and December,
Wouldn't be a problem.
the whole thing with like Christmas, being like where I walk into a shop in mid-June and I'm looking at advertising for Halloween, and then all of a sudden it's like oh, the spooky season's coming to an end, jingle bells, jingle bells, and then I'm just like, oh my god, the time.
And then it's Easter.
It is lovely here. If you get a chance, do visit.
More boats need to come this way.
Yeah, the boats need to come this way in order for the boats to generate enough traffic for that traffic to get attention paid to the maintenance that needs to be done. And there is definitely some maintenance issues that apparently there's been a budget for it, but there's just organizational things and whatever. I don't really know, but when it comes down
It
to
needs more, whatever it is.
it needs some work and it needs some love, but it is worth the trip to
It's
see it and to
gorgeous.
visit these towns and Slaithwaite, and Marsden's quite a nice little
Mm-hmm.
spot. Slaithwaite down below Huddersfield, all worth a visit. Quite easy to get to between them with trains as well, and every time I come up here I'm like, this is one little stretch of nice that people should see. That's why the bad memories disappear.
Yeah. Oh, let's hope it's better going down the other side.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to the Chippy and Diggle.
I might not be there in the right time.
Are we down to, what's it called?
Upper
Upper Mill
Mill.
and Outer Mill? Is that the one?
Upper Mill.
Upper Mill, yeah. I remember that being a bit of a chunk of work to get there, but yeah, for another day, for another video. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, comments, all that. Good.